Hello, everybody. It's Gary Stuckey with Real Music. Got a chance to interview the lovely, the talented singer Tiffany. Talk to her today about her brand new album coming out on the 25th, this Friday, called Shadows. So awesome to talk to her. And yes, I was fanboying it up. You can tell, obviously. Had a great time, though. Had some technical difficulties, but we survived. But here we go with the interview.
There's always
Yes,
something going on. I mean, some technical malfunction is always
there
happening.
really is. And to complicate things, I live like out in the field outside of Nashville, about an hour outside now with traffic and all the congestion now.
Oh yeah,
Thank you. Turning like LA.
yeah,
So,
really,
yes. Yeah, no, really, downtown isn't cute. So I don't go there.
yeah, yeah. It's I was there a couple years ago, and it's a nice area. But you're right, everybody's coming in. It's like a big uh,
It's just
town
too
now.
much, everybody on top of each other. So I've never really done that. Really, I always lived in Orange County in LA.
Yeah,
And then I lived in the mountain. I've always sought to be away from the chaos and then come in. Probably too because I'm like like, okay, yeah, I'm like overextend myself. So if I'm
yeah,
a little further away, it makes me think, do I really want to
yeah.
do
I totally
that?
understand. Well, I'm in L.A. I'm in Lower Alabama, so that's L.A. to me. So
I love it.
Lower Alabama.
Alabama. I
That's
haven't been there very much.
yeah.
And I used to go there quite often.
Oh, okay.
And I was just thinking about it. There's some theaters there that I want to do
Oh,
on my
cool.
wish list for Shadows. So definitely,
Yeah,
if you have any recommendations,
yeah.
let me know.
I sure will. I sure will let you know. And I'd love to come and see you perform.
Thank you.
And also, I mean, if you would have told 15-year-old me that I was going to be getting a call from Tiffany, I'd been like, no way, right? Tiffany is going to call you. And no. So, yeah, you. Oh, hello? Hello?
Hello?
I think, oh, I lost you there. I lost you there. Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Okay.
no?
Technical,
Hi?
technical difficulties.
Can you
Uh,
still hear me?
yeah,
Yeah.
I can hear you. You good? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, you've got a brand new album coming
I
out this
do.
week, right?
I do. I know. November 25th, Shadows comes out finally.
So cool.
So very exciting. I Like the Rain. The single's out now. And a cool lyric video, which we're very proud of that.
Awesome.
Just made the new video for Your Everything.
Awesome stuff.
And what else can I say? So much going on with the cooking, Let's Food with Tiffany, tiffanytunes.com, everybody,
Cool.
to be a part of Tiff World. I mean, there's so much going on. There really is, but we're getting planned behind the scenes for the tour for Shadows. And like I said, I just shot the new video for the new single, You're My Everything.
Awesome.
And we're off and running. It's not stopping every day. It's pretty busy,
Yeah. Well,
but I love it.
that's a good thing, right?
It
Uh,
is a good thing. I can't complain. I really, it's like sometimes you're, running to keep up, literally. But for the most part, I mean, this is what we've wanted. We've wanted for the album to come out. So now it's a matter. I think with social media and with all the new climate, you can prepare, but you really just have to dive in, and
right.
it's like a lot of your time, and you have to be in the moment. So I'm learning that balance. I'm learning to like enjoy all of it, and then go away and do the work mode side of it, and really do the creative side of it, which I love the most.
Right.
Now is what I'm doing now. So we're planning the Shadow Store.
So this album is like a rockin' album, right?
Well, this album is just continued growth, I think, for me as an artist. I mean, The Color of Silence was in 2000, and that's where I showed more of an edge, and that I wanted to be a writer, and kind of my big coming out, if you will, for my intentions, of me as a vocalist or my career, or what, where my heart was really. It took a little bit of time. I love all kinds of music. I still do dance, and I still will probably do other projects with other people. So, that's what music is about, adventures and collaborations. And so I'm not going to say that this is what I am, but
Right.
this is the next extension. I think this album Shadows has the heartfelt ballads and big production, and where I was at as a songwriter and my own personal story and all of that on those songs for
Right.
sure. That's life experience. But, the up-tempo stuff is kind of a wink back to the punk pop retro sound of the 80s, which
Awesome.
was a lot of fun,
Yeah.
with modern production. So it's got a little bit of everything on this album. And this is really, I started touring Shadows. We thought we were going to release it. So we started promoting it a little bit already. It was last year. And then I had to hold the album back
Right.
until this year. But this is perfect timing. But it was a good thing, really, because I got to see how the fans would react already to the songs.
Yeah.
And we're going to come out bigger and better on these particular shows, just because I'm doing more production and same band, same much fun, fun, and zhuzhed up some of the songs, which I love it, because that was kind of like we were ready, and then it was, as you know, such a crazy time.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have a little bit of a plan now, and again to be stepping into production and planning all that now.
Sure. And you were talking about you liking different, genres of music and things like that. But you started off. How old were you when you started off singing?
I was professionally singing at 9, as
Right.
when I started singing with bands and having gigs, if you will. My name on posters and places that I had to be, commitments.
Right. And but you were singing country back in the day. I think you were like on the.
I was singing country. I was singing songs like Stand By Your Man
Right.
and Delta Dawn. I sang, oh goodness, let me see, a lot of Loretta Lynn. I love Loretta Lynn. Some Emmylou Harris. So on and it went. But there was never any appropriate material for a 9-year-old,
Right.
really.
Right.
So, people kind of said, go back to LA. I was in Nashville for a little while. My parents brought me out here. My first manager was Mae Axton, and
Yeah.
Hoyt Axton's mother.
Right. Wrote Heartbreak
Yeah, the
Hotel.
actor.
Heartbreak
Yeah, the
Hotel.
actor
Yeah.
and musician,
Right.
very,
Sure.
and songwriter, and on and on and on.
Awesome. He was in Gremlins.
Hoyt was
Yeah.
amazing. So
Yeah.
he instructed my parents of, hey, I don't know, maybe my mom can help you. So that was the early career, starting at 9.
Awesome. Wow. And then so how did you go from country to just like pop music?
We were in California again recording country after coming from Nashville. So I was about 12, 13 at the time, and just doing country demos. I had tried some rock stuff actually. A rock producer came around, and again, my voice was fitting, but she's 12. I mean, I remember my first headshot. It was really cool though. I wore like this Michael Jackson style leather jacket
Oh
and
yeah.
didn't smile. I had crooked teeth, so I didn't like smiling anyway. It was way too happy for me.
Right. Right.
And they put makeup on me. I mean, I looked a little older, and I was like, "Yes, this is cool." And my mom was like, "Absolutely not." So my career did not take off at that time. But I waited until another 2 years. But we were doing country and happened to be in a studio in Burbank, California, with a producer who had produced so many people, Motown, a lot of Motown artists, Kim Carnes and Smokey Robinson and Jennifer Holliday, and on and on and on and on and on. And he heard me singing really more than anything. And he was like, I don't know anything about country, but I know a thing or two about pop music and, modern music. So he came in with songs like Could Have Been and I Think We're Alone Now. And I saw him standing there and started bringing in writers, his staff writers, and they were writing material for me, which was amazing. As a songwriter, I wasn't part of that.
Yeah.
I wasn't asked to be a part of that, and I didn't have it at the time. But to watch it happen was really a great experience for me, and it became my love, to want to be a songwriter.
Well, did you ever run into Tommy James during that time whenever you were doing the song? I think we're alone now.
I have, and I do, and he's wonderful. So he's always wonderful. It's great to see him when I do, go into New York or we cross paths, and he's always been wonderful to me.
Awesome. Yeah, and such a cool song. Now I know it knocked off Michael Jackson from the #1 spot back in the day, right?
It did.
So cool.
Yes.
So how
So
excited? How excited
very
were
proud
you?
of that. Oh my gosh, it was like, what?
No, but not anybody can do that. I'm just saying Michael Jackson's
Not
done it.
no. So I mean, that's I still say it, but it's like, what?
Yeah, it can't be true. Yeah, that I always loved that song, and I loved "Could Have Been." I always thought that was really cool song. I mean, really for a 17-year-old, to be singing. Your voice is always powerful and just ahead of its time is what I always thought.
Well, thank you. I mean, I've always fought for people to know that I could sing. I think we're alone now, and I saw him standing there in some of the early songs, and that was my fear, that people wouldn't be able to know that I could sing. So we fought for Could Have Been to be on there. I love that song from the moment I heard it,
Sure,
still do.
I do too.
And again, now, fast forward to Shadows, you're going to hear me singing. I think some of the best I've ever sang and ever. Bed of Nails is like one take. And it's definitely a powerhouse vocal, to say the least. And I'm very proud of it.
Right. And so, how would you say, as far as developing your style of singing, how did you develop? When you matured and got older and things like that. How did you decide to go into this direction?
Well, I mean, I mean, the direction's always been in my heart from early experiences, stepping into, country and western where it's all about your fans and real life and you're living your, life right out there on the pages, of every song. So I'm very much that person. And then growing up in the 80s, with all the flash and all the jazz and all the
Yeah,
behind the scenes.
love it.
So, I've kind of learned to do all of it a little bit, and I think now it's like I just live my life. And again, I'm inspired to make music because of the art of my life, if you will. And, and I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. So, I mean, now it's so different than the 80s because I am so much more a part of it,
Right.
from the songwriting standpoint to, again, videos and production and working with the label and on and on and on. But back in the day, I was only 14, so I'm very proud of myself as a person to want to do it firstly, and then to understand it, and then to do it well.
Yeah.
To be able to do all these different sides of the what it takes to do to be in the music industry nowadays.
Sure. And after all these years, still around after all these over 30 years, 35 years.
Well,
Right.
yeah. I
Right.
mean, that's the fans. I love them and they're great and they're always pliable and ready for the next adventure, from cooking again to crazy TV shows, to, working with other artists to, my online boutique Radical Reds. It's going to start doing fashion shows
Wow.
next year,
So cool.
working with other people. I mean, on and on and on. It's just time to live. I think that's the message for everybody. Enjoy what you're doing, enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, enjoy who you are, and there's so much going on, in all different levels of life right now that I just want to get out there, enjoy my music, and live.
That's a good thing. And like I said, after all those years, you got people like you and Debbie Gibson, people like that, still doing it. Did you ever talk to her and kind of reminisce about the good old days?
Not too much. I mean, we're all friends, so there's so many of us in that group
And
of
yeah,
people
like
that
yeah.
we always see each other on Facebook. I mean, that's the good thing about social media, is that you can check in all the time.
Well, the back in the day though, all the girls had New Kids on the block, and I think I had Tiffany and Debbie Gibson posters on my wall. So uh,
Oh,
I,
thank you.
I still got them somewhere. I have to dig them
I
out. So
appreciate that. Well, thank you. Well, hopefully you'll love Shadows, the new album, and
yes,
I'm excited to do shows and start, you know, just living the music. Like I said, I mean, it was really great to be able to get some of the pre-order out there, and we've been doing some of the videos. People are hearing some of the music, and they're just like, "What? What's happening?"
right.
This is really, really good, and I get it now, and just compliment after compliment. So I'm thrilled.
Well, I like what I hear, and you're a very talented lady, very talented singer. I mean, for people that don't know, I think people that maybe didn't know that you're still singing. I mean, that they think of the old Tiffany, but man, you got some great songs and a new album out. I'm looking forward to hearing it and seeing you do well.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it today. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am, and hopefully I'll be seeing you somewhere in Alabama one day, huh?
I would love that for sure. Definitely. TiffanyTunes.com for sure. So, you know, that's where you can find everything Tiff World.
Awesome.
And hopefully there's an Alabama date on there.
Yeah, I'll be looking for it. All right.
Awesome.
Oh, thank you so much for talking to me today.
Awesome. Take care. You take care.
All right. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.